Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF TWF Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Paulie Dangerously here. And today on Collision or Hit, first thing we're going to talk about something that happened earlier this morning, about 6 in the morning. We lost the light here. The light works was off in half of Portview Borough between the spans of 6 in the morning to 12 midday. We just got the lights back on now. And also, Michael Coles, you're right, Tony Schiavone. Not only was the lighting out a bind that we were in, Vince McMahon has been fired from Endeavor TKO by the owners of Endeavor TKO, the new main owners of WWE, Ariel Ellnell and Patrick Whitesell. Alright, I can tell you one thing right now, Tony and Michael. You want to have a throwaway film, right? Not going to have any matches or fight, right? Just going to talk about how Vince McMahon got fired, how Vince McMahon's 2-diff run in WWE came to an end, how the lights works went out about 6 and 1 at 12 and noon. But we can also talk about how my man Roman Reigns, and talk about how my man, I can talk about how my man Roman Reigns, beat LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton yesterday at WWE's Royal Rumble or Kingly Lap or the Kingly Thunder. Well, I do know one thing. Tony Schiavone says we're not going to be talking about that because yes, that did happen. But that happened in WWE. That did not happen in the TWF, Paulie Dangerously. And your man, Roman Reigns, has not won any winnings since he lost it to Jack Sparrow. Tony Schiavone says. You're right, Michael Cole said. What we are going to talk about is the match we're going to have here today. The match we will have here today is going to be Bianca Belair fighting Jade Cordell, who made her start in WWE yesterday too, Tony Schiavone says. Alright, Bianca Belair goes. Some of you folks out there wonder, what am I doing here? Do I still want to win back the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings? Hell yeah, I do. But we all know that Io Shirai or Io Sky or whatever you want to call her, she hasn't been putting her winnings on stake. But then I know if I got to deal with her, I got to deal with Bayley and Angelina Love and Dakota Kai and Io Shirai and Kairi Singh and Asuka. I got to deal with all those shitheads. So I know one thing we can do. Bianca Belair, Jade Cordell. Fine, it's great to get to meet you, Bianca. I mean, when I was in AEW, everyone kept talking about, wouldn't it be so cool if Jade Cordell fought Bianca Belair? But that won't happen because Bianca Belair's in WWE and Jade Cordell's in AEW. And Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong are fighting Vince McMahon and George Ballos and Michelle D. Wilson and Hunter Helmsley. No, they're fighting Vince McMahon, Nick Kong, and Hunter Helmsley. No, they're fighting Stephanie McMahon, Nick Kong, Hunter Helmsley. No, they're fighting Vince McMahon, Nick Kong, Hunter Helmsley. Oh no, they're fighting Ariel Ellnell, Patrick Whitesell, Mark Shapiro, Vince McMahon, Nick Kong, Hunter Helmsley. So that's never going to work. And as of yesterday, they're only fighting Ariel Ellnell, Patrick Whitesell, Mark Shapiro, Nick Kong, Hunter Helmsley. Yeah, it's good to meet you, Jade Cordell. And you are right. When I'm in WWE, you're in AEW, and Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong and QG Marshall and Sensei Dutt and Christopher Daniels and Jeff Jarrett, and he's in Kenny Omega and Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson kept talking about how great you were and how you were the AEW TBS fighter and how you are the women's world heavyweight fighter here in the TWF. You know, the EST of WWE or of the TWF. I would like to have my match with you, Jade Cordell. Well, Bianca Belair, it will be my onlook to put my women's world heavyweight winnings on stake here today on Collision or Hit. And I'll tell you one thing now. I'm not going to go smooth on you. And no, because we all know I'm not going to go smooth on you, Bianca Belair. And I wouldn't have it any other way, Jade Cordell. I don't want you to take it smooth on me either. Alright. Astronema goes, shit, can't stand up in the ring. Alright, Astronema says, so I have this bind of standing up in the ring with needing a stand, which is kind of bold, was truly shitty. But anyway, and since I'm the nearest thing we got to Adam Pearce and Nick Ambris and Eva Rain and Santino Marella, I say here today on Collision or Hit that we have the World Women's Heavyweight winnings on stake. Bianca Belair fight Jade Cordell. And we do this match now. Well, we just heard from Astronema or Corone, you know, that we're going to see Bianca Belair and Jade Cordell, you know, fight here today on Collision or Hit, Tony Schiavone says. Yes, we are, Michael Cole says. We're going to see that match happen. And I wonder who's going to win between, you know. And I wonder who's going to win, you know, between Jade Cordell and Bianca Belair, Michael Cole says. To be honest with you, Tony Schiavone said this is a dream match that could only happen in WWE and can only happen in the TWF, Tony Schiavone says. You're right about that, Paulie Dangerously says. You're right about that. For once in your life, Tony Schiavone, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole, you are right about that, Paulie Dangerously says. This is for the TWF. This is for the Women's World Heavyweight winnings. First, she is Bianca Belair. And she is the Women's World Heavyweight fighter, Jade Cordell. Jade Cordell and Bianca Belair are both almost alike in a way, Tony Schiavone said. They both got the strength thing, a body slam from Jade Cordell to Bianca Belair, Tony Schiavone says. Well, Bianca Belair came from Ollie's, Good Things Cheap, and Jade Cordell came from Amazon or Strong Woman. And now, Michael Cole says, Bianca Belair's got Jade Cordell and slammed her too. Both of these women are highly onlooked, you know, and have a lot of onlook for their fellow wrestler or fighter. Fuck onlook, Paulie Dangerously says. Onlook doesn't yield the bills. Onlook doesn't make you a fighter, you know. So who really gives a shit about onlook, Tony and Michael? Paulie Dangerously says. Well, you might think that. And Bianca Belair is about to take down Jade Cordell. You might believe that, Tony Schiavone. You might believe that, Paulie Dangerously. Bianca Belair took down on Jade Cordell. Jade Cordell is down now. Bianca Belair is going to beat Jade Cordell and become the Women's World Heavyweight fighter, Tony Schiavone said. Will that happen, Michael Cole says. 1, 2, and only a kick out. Jade Cordell gets back up. And Jade Cordell's got Bianca Belair and slammed her too. It's over, Michael Cole says. Yes, it is, Tony Schiavone said. Jade Cordell's got the cover on Bianca Belair. Oh, no, this is not good, Paulie dangerously says. Not good at all. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the women's world heavyweight fighter, Jade Cordell. And Jade Cordell is still the TWF women's heavyweight, is still the women's world heavyweight fighter here in the toy wrestling gathering, Tony Schiavone says. We saw a great match between Bianca Belair and Jade Cordell, Tony Schiavone says. Yes, we did, Michael Cole says. Both women, knockouts, whatever you want to call them, overstars, wrestlers, fighters. They put one hell of a match between Jade Cordell and Bianca Belair, Michael Cole says. I'll tell you right now, Tony and Michael, I think Bianca Belair and Jade Cordell are, they are two of the most skilled women wrestlers, women fighters, women overstars, whatever you want to call them. And I thought it was a great match. I don't really like them, but I do look them for what they've done today. Paulie dangerously says, all right, time to take it away, Tony Schiavone says to Gene Okerlund. All right, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, I'm going to be talking with Bianca Belair here today on Collision or Hit. And first off, Bianca Belair, it seems that you had your match with Jade Cordell, former AEW TBS fighter, World Women's Heavyweight fighter. Well, it's like this, Gene Okerlund. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But I never give up. No need what kind of downside I'm in, what kind of bind I'm in, what kind of hardship I'm in. I never give up. That never give up mindset of mine was what helped me become, what helped me become the woman wrestler I am today. And sooner or later, I'm going to be either the TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter again, or the World Women's Heavyweight Fighter. And I do have a lot of onlook for Jade Cordell, because only very few women wrestlers could ever say they were the first AEW TBS fighter. Well, one thing, Gene Okerlund says, that would be like WWE making winnings, Netflix, USA, and CW winnings. Give me a break. Yeah, I know, Gene Okerlund. They got AEW TBS winnings, AEW TNT winnings. But anyway, at the end of the day, I have a lot of onlook for, Jade Cordell and all she had to go through dealing with Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong and QD Marshall and Sensei Dutt and Jeff Jarrett, and now working with Ariel Nell and Patrick Whitesell, Mark Shapiro, Nick Kong, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Things are just going to work out the way they are. And I am not giving up, because the EST of the TWF never gives up. Never gives in, never gives up. Alright, that's my talk with Bianca Belair. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. Thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Bianca Belair here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Day Night Raw.